The ad hoc committee investigating KZN Police Commissioner General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's allegations is divided on over the decision by the national speaker. The decision that is to reject the appeal to subpoena forensic investigator Paul O'Sullivan and alleged political fixer Brown Mogotsi. While the ANC study group on the ad hoc committee has thrown its weight behind the speaker's decision, parties such as the MK Party and EFF have slammed the move, saying it's negatively affecting the work of the committee as it races, I beg your pardon, against time. Now, for more on this, I'm joined by the ad hoc committee chair to hear a little bit of what their understanding is of this decision, but also what is the way forward. That's Chairperson Soviet Lekganyane. Chairperson, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on this afternoon. My understanding that your committee would have made an appeal to the speaker to say, Speaker, subpoena these two individuals to come and appear before Parliament. But as we stand right now, the Speaker has rejected that request on grounds that there might be legal and procedural issues that the committee might have not followed properly. Is that the correct understanding?
Thabo, good afternoon to you and your viewers. I think we need to put the record straight. Number one, it will be wrong to say there are divisions within the committee members, because what the committee did was that it agreed that Mr. Paul O'Sullivan and Mr. Brown have to be subpoenaed to appear before the committee. And then the chairperson of the committee wrote to the office of the speaker. You would know that the speaker, as the leader of the institution, is the only one who can lead us in the process of initiating summons. Mm-hmm. And then in a letter that we wrote to the speaker wrote back to us and said that I have considered the responses that were given to you as the committee by the witnesses, and none of these witnesses is refusing to appear before the committee. They are raising security concerns that they want us as Parliament and as the committee to respond to, even before we can issue summonses against them. And the speaker advised the committee to say, I wish that you write back to these witnesses and explain to them the security arrangements that are in place in Parliament, security arrangements which we have relied on them over the years, including when the president of the country, ministers, or international guests come to Parliament. Those are the security arrangements that we rely on. Yeah. And so the letter of the speaker, which was advising the committee, was presented in a meeting of the committee, and the committee members overwhelmingly accepted the advice of the speaker. And I can tell you, once that advice was accepted, the chairperson of the committee mandated or requested the security section of Parliament, together with our legal team, to respond to those witnesses in accordance with the advice of the speaker. Because what the speaker was essentially saying is that even before we issue summonses against these witnesses, we must satisfy ourselves that our administrative action will stand the test of reasonableness. Absolutely. It will stand the test of rationality. Right. It will stand the test of justification.
So, Chairperson, there are three things, there's simple three things that you needed to have done according to what the letter of the speaker says. One, conduct a review of a formal risk assessment regarding the security concern, and I suppose forward that to the witnesses. Two, formally table and consider the application for virtual testimony. Three, provide a reasoned, legally justifiable explanation why a virtual appearance is not sufficient. Have you done all of those three?
All those things have been done, and engagements have also been made with the office of the speaker through the committee chairperson. I can tell you where I stand as the chairperson. I'm convinced that we are one with the office of the Speaker and the committee in terms of the things that must be done. And I think some of the statements that would have been made against the Speaker are just malicious and cheap politicking.
By that, you mean the allegation that the Speaker is trying to shield ANC-connected witnesses, or so to speak?
Yeah, those statements are unnecessary. If you have seen how we've been trying to conduct the business of that committee, we have tried by every human contact and experience possible to make sure that the committee does its work in an impartial manner, and there is not even a single witness that is going to be favorably treated in this committee. And I can tell you, even the motion that the two witnesses must be subpoenaed, it's a motion that was driven by the African National Congress.
But as the chairperson, I mean, where you are sitting now, have you reached a legal threshold? Have you managed to get to that point where a subpoena is now the last resort? Or do you still believe the witnesses are cooperating and can be convinced to participate with this process?
That is basically why I'm telling you that we have brought in the security section in Parliament to continuously engage with those witnesses to ensure that there is no matter which is left out for us to reach the legal threshold that you talk about. And that can only be achieved through continuous engagement with the witnesses, and that is exactly what is happening. But let me assure you, there is no need to panic. We have the situation under control. Just watch the space.
Are all members of your committee of the same understanding, as you put it, on the fact that there is legal ground why Paul O'Sullivan should not testify virtually?
That's exactly what I'm saying, that when the letter of the Speaker was formally presented in the meeting took a decision that the advice of the Speaker must be heeded to. And that's exactly what we are doing. So there is at no stage should there be any member of the committee who come and pleads ignorance and pretends not to know the process. The process was presented in the meeting together with the letter of the Speaker, and what we are implementing through my leadership as the chairperson is the decision of the committee.
Yeah. No, but what I'm asking you, chairperson, is that are you willing to have that testimony given virtually, or is your committee adamant that they want the witness to be in person?
No virtual, Thabo, physical appearance.
Yeah. What's the legal reason for that?
Physical appearance, and let me tell you, that physical appearance is going to be possible.
Yeah. Tell me, what is the legal reason for that? I mean, if you went to the courts, would the courts not deem it irrational that you are insisting when the witness says, well, I can give testimony virtually? What in legal terms would not be turned in a court of law that indeed the witness has to be physical?
Let me tell you, because now we are engaging with the witnesses, it will not be prudent of me to say, this is what is legal and this is what is not illegal. But what I can assure you is that we are having a very cordial engagement with the two witnesses. And where we stand as the leadership of Parliament and the committee, we are convinced that out of these engagements, we will come out with an amicable resolution.
So as you said, you're saying those three have been satisfied as per the letter of the Speaker. So are you saying now you are waiting for a response from the two witnesses to the latest advancements?
Yes. What I'm saying to you, the long and short of it is that the advice that the Speaker has given to the committee is implementing that advice, and the committee has also been reinforced by the security team of Parliament to engage with those witnesses with a view of finding an amicable resolution to this matter. So there is no need to panic. Yeah. There is no need to go to town about it. We just have to act reasonably and set all the ducks in a row.
I think the reason for panic is that your report needs to be submitted by the 20th of February. So that gives you at least just under a week. You think all that would be done?
We don't have to panic. if we do due diligence, we have to do everything at the pace that guarantees due diligence. If we want to half-bake or microwave issues, we will then start to worry about time. But where I stand, we are trying to do our work as professional as possible, as ethical as possible, and also give quality to this process. And the key word there the key word here is due diligence.
Yeah. So, I mean, I heard you speaking in some other platform where you are saying, well, you are members of parliament. Essentially, you are parliament. And if a need be, you can go back to parliament and get an extension on the date of the 20th of February. Is that what you are reiterating here right now? That you're not going to microwave this process? If you need to go back to the National Assembly and get an extension on this date, you will do so?
We're not doing this business in the name of time. We are doing it in the name of the people of South Africa. If you hear the evidence that comes out every day, either at the ad hoc committee or at the Madanga Commission, you then understand how serious these issues are and how the leadership of the country at all levels have to pay particular attention to these issues. And that is basically why it is not our call to make. We, at any stage, for instance, when we closed our proceedings last week, we have said that the coming week, we only have 2 days, that is Tuesday and Wednesday, because the president is making the State of the Nation address on Wednesday. And that other week, starting from the 16th, the 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, will be the debates of the SONA, and then Wednesday, the reply of the president, and Thursday, the budget. So you can see, we don't have those days, but it's not for us to make a decision. There is a chief whip who is leading a multi-party forum together with the Speaker of Parliament and the Deputy Speaker. They will sit down and say, this is what the people of South Africa want us to do. And in these circumstances that we find ourselves, the best decisions we can make are the following.
You've addressed the, I suppose, utterances directed at the Speaker. Now, final question. There are, of course, other accusations directed at the legal team of Parliament, that the legal team might have not properly briefed the Speaker. What do you say to that?
Look, it's not for the legal team the Speaker at any stage where she feels she has issues, she has always invited me as the chairperson of the portfolio committee, of the ad hoc committee, to come to her office and do the briefing. So if there is anybody, Thabo, who must take responsibility here, is me as the chairperson of the committee. And I don't think that people will be unjustified to attack the legal team of Parliament. I'm the chair of the committee. I work with those members who are politicians. Every time there are decisions that are taken, the committee mandates the chair to make sure that those decisions are implemented. But I think those attacks are baseless.
Chairperson, appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming. Chairperson of the ad hoc committee looking into the allegations made by General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi of criminality and political interference in the criminal justice system.